Hi all, good day all of you. Welcome to our session. Welcome to our channel, Intelligible Tutorials. So now in this session today, I want to give the clear information regarding the learning in the artificial intelligence. Normally, what is the learning? In general term, it is the meaning of acquiring the new knowledge based on the existing knowledge. We are acquiring the new knowledge. This new knowledge will give some improvements and performance improvements in our experience over the time. So normally, learning is a part and portion of the artificial intelligence system to decide and to modify the performance element and implement those modifications. So, learning can be improve the performance of any agent in the artificial intelligence, and also it helps to improve the experience over time of an agent. So we all learn new knowledge through very different methods depending on the type of the material what they learn, the amount of the relevant knowledge we already process, and the environment in which the learning takes place. This video I did in the artificial intelligence, the learning agent or the learning element is there, learning agent is there in the artificial intelligence. Just go through the artificial intelligence agents on my past videos in the artificial intelligence playlist. Okay, so what are the methods are there in the artificial intelligence? So what are the various methods are there for the learning in the artificial intelligence? Just 1 minute. The one is the memorization, and it is also called as the rote learning. And the second one is direct instruction or being told. And the third one is analogy. So very first one is what? Memorization, direct instruction or being told, and the analogy. Now, this learning again can be done in two different kinds of the things. One is induction, another one is deduction. Sorry, this memorization can be done in two types. One is induction and another one is the deduction. Okay, so this rote learning and it is also called as one kind of rote learning. So learning by memorizations is very simple form. That is at the childhood, the children will remember the number of the tables, multiplication tables, and formulate it. All these are the examples will come under the memorization techniques, and it requires the least amount of inference. It is used the very least amount of the inference and is accomplished by simply copying the knowledge in the same form that will be used directly into the knowledge base. So how the people will learn the multiplication of the tables? They use some kind of the memorization techniques, right? And the formulas also. So they will use some memorization techniques and then implement it wherever they want. This kind of the learning is memorization learning. Okay, and the next one is direct instruction. This direct instruction is very complex form of the learning normally. So the teachers are normally giving the instructions in the student understandable forms. So that's why it is complex understanding, complex form of the learning. So the teacher gives some assignment to the students in their own understandable language, and how to solve it also the teacher should teach how it can be solved, the various kinds of the techniques. This type of learning requires more inference than role learning, since the knowledge must be transformed. Before answering this particular assignment, the teacher should teach the techniques, simple techniques, some example problems, how to solve the particular assignment. That means she or he needs to transfer her own knowledge to the students. Okay, so this is one kind of the KT or knowledge transformation into the operational form before learning, when the teacher presents a number of facts directly to us in a well organized manner. So the solving of the problems by the set of the sequential steps. Everything can be explained by the teacher. The student should remember it, and he can solve. He can use the same knowledge to solve those particular assignments. And what is the analogical learning? Analogical learning means we can make use of some kind of the example, and we are relating the current situation to that particular example. The process of learning a new concept or solution through the use of similar exemplary noun concepts are the solutions. So we are finding a relationship between the similarity between the two different concepts. To what concept? The current one what we are learning, and we are related to the similar one or some exemplary one. That is the analogical learning. Okay, so why we use this kind of the learning? To solve the problems in the exam, previously learned examples. This is one example. I told some exemplary problems will be there. This can be help us to solve the current assignments. So this is one kind of the analogy. Okay, this form of the learning requires some still more inferring than some kind of inferring than either of the previous forms, and the difficult transformations also must be made between the noun and unknown situations. Next, the learning induction is also one of the thing used by humans, and it is a powerful form of the learning like analogical learning, which is also requires some more inferring than the first two methods. So analogical learning is relating to the current situation to any one similar or any one exemplary situation, which helps us to solve the mathematical problems, and some powerful form of the inferencing also, some induction also we will do that. Okay, and normally this learning requires the use of inductive inference. What is the meaning of inductive inference? A form of invalid but useful inference. We use this kind of the inductive learning of instances, examples of this concept. In the machine learning, we go to the decision tree learning. This decision tree learning is one of the best example of this inductive learning, which is a supervised learning concept. Okay, for example, we learn the concepts of color or sweet taste after experiencing the sensations associated with several examples of color objects or sweet foods. Okay, so we can learn some concepts of color or sweet taste after experiencing the sensations associated. So we can formulate, we can relate that particular taste to this particular taste. We can relate that particular color to this particular color. And what is deductive learning? It is accomplished to a sequence of deductive inference of using known facts. From the known facts, new fact relationships are logically derived. Deductive learning usually requires more inference than the other methods. So this everything is from analogical learning only. So it requires some inductive inference. So we can relate the current situation to the exemplary or similar situation which we did in the past, like coloring. What we have seen past, we will relate to that color as it is red. And the tasting of a food, if you taste priorly, again you taste it again, so you can relate it to this one is similar to that, like that. And deductive learning is accomplished through a sequence of deductive inferences, and from the noun facts, new facts or relationships are logically derived. Okay, so this is the analogical learning. And the next one we are going to discuss about the rote learning. So one kind of the memorization technique it is. So what is the meaning of rote learning? Rote learning is the basic learning activity, and it is based on the memorization or the technique by repetition. The slokas, normally we do the memorization slokas and other kind of chanting by hearting. These are the examples of memorization techniques. These are all comes under the rote learning technique. It is also called as a memorization because the knowledge without any modification is simply copied into your knowledge base. That means the slokas normally we by heart, the things normally we by heart, the everything comes under the rote learning. As computed values are stored, this technique can save significant amount of the time. And then rote learning technique can also be used in complex learning system, provided sophisticated techniques are employed to use store values faster than the generalization to keep the number of stored information down to manageable level. Here it doesn't require any kind of the complex inductive or deductive methods. It's simply storing the knowledge, whatever you gain as it is in the knowledge base. So we can say this memorization or rote learning is one of the simple technique compared to your previous technique, which is mm, what we can say that is analogical technique. Okay, so these are the various kinds of the learning techniques, and this kind of the learning can also be used in the artificial intelligence by learning by inferences, learning by past experiences and all. And this can be implemented in the machine learning as supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, etc., etc., by various kinds of the agents. If we know the concept of the learning, we can easily relate it to the other kind of the machine learning techniques. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Uh, Please subscribe my channel, comment and share. Thank you.